MI5 is cleared of serious mistakes over Manchester Arena attack despite spies failing to identify the bomber as a high-priority target after tip-off. A former counter-terror boss is expected to clear the security services of serious blunders over the Manchester Arena bomb but will call for an overhaul in how they spot terrorists. David Anderson QC will today say an exhaustive review has concluded clear chances were not missed to stop Salman Abedi before he blew himself up in May. But the report will confirm MI5 received information on the terrorist that could have been treated more seriously and turned him into a high-priority target. This would have meant he was put under surveillance and potentially prevented from murdering 22 innocent people. And he is expected to say Khalid Masood, who killed 5 people in an attack in Westminster in March, was also on the radar of the security services before he struck in March. Reports the Sunday Mr. Anderson is set to make a series of recommendations that will improve how suspected terrorists are tracked in the future. The proposals include setting up a new computer algorithm that could detect behavior indicating an involvement in terror. The technology would be able to scour the list of 20,000 former subjects of interest to see if they were re-engaging with terrorist activities. The reviews were ordered by MI5 and the police following a spate of terror attacks on British soil in Westminster, Manchester, London Bridge, and Finsbury Park. The assessments have been carried out internally but Mr. Anderson was appointed by the government to provide independent assurance. Mr. Anderson, the former independent reviewer of terrorism legislation, submitted his classified report to the Home Secretary last month and a version of his findings will be made public today. The Parsons Green attack in September is not covered by the report. The events of 2017 have prompted questions for MI5 and the National Counter-Terror Policing Network. Last month it emerged security services had been handed information on 22-year-old Abedi before he blew himself up on May 22, killing 22 innocent people. The tip-off was not considered to be highly significant at the time. A source told the Sunday Times, there were a few calls made regarding several bits of intelligence which, if judged differently at the time, would have turned Abedi into a high-priority case. And when a target is judged a high priority you should place them under surveillance. In a speech in October, the head of MI5 Andrew Parker said that when an attack happens we are determined, using the harsh light of hindsight, to squeeze out every last drop of learning so that we can be the very best we can be, now and in the future. The scale of the current threat is seen as unprecedented. Counter-terror teams are running about 500 live investigations involving 3,000 individuals at any one time, while there is also a wider pool of 20,000 former subjects of interest who must be kept under review. It is understood police and MI5 have foiled 9 plots since the Westminster attack in March, in addition to the terrorist incidents that have occurred.